All right, welcome back, folks. We are back at it again. We are going to continue doing some sketching using the line and arc tool. A little more line and tangent arc practice. So we're going to go ahead and take our line tool. We're going to create this B shape. We start at our origin and work our way across. And you can see over here that we're going to 38 millimeter long line. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line about 30 some odd millimeters. And I'm going to type in 38 and enter. Remember, you can add a dimension to the line anytime before you make your second click, or third click in this case. Right. And now I want to make that arc. To make the arc without going back up to the tool ribbon, just hover your mouse near the end point of the line, and you'll see the tool change back and forth. You can see as I go back and forth between the end point, my tool changes each time I go back. And I want that tangent arc tool, and I want to keep that up and to the right. And I'm going to click and release. And then I want to end this because none of my options, I can get straight line option, I can go left option, or I can go right option. None of them are that inverted option that I have here. So I'm going to have to start over. So I'm going to just put the mouse on the end point and click again. Now we're going to go ahead and draw, we're still on the line tool, so we'll draw this vertical line right here. And draw the vertical line that makes up the back of the B. Again, that's a vertical line, and I'm looking to make that 90 millimeters, so 90. Just be sure to type the 90 in prior to your next click. And we're going to go across about 28, and type 28. You have to type the number in, otherwise the dimension won't appear, and if the dimension doesn't appear, then it's still undefined. So now we're going to come down here. We're going to draw the arc. I want to have an arc coming all the way down to the other one. So bring the mouse back to the endpoint that you last clicked on and join those together. All right. These are now able to move around, and you can see that the center point of these lines because these are tangent arcs, the center points align with the endpoint. They vertically align with the endpoint of the line that you are tangent to. And we want to get this so the lower bulb is slightly larger than the upper bulb, and there you have it. Now I would love to just hop and choose the offset button, but that is not going to work. If I try to offset this, it's not going to work out the way you think you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually draw. So let's go ahead and try that offset. See what happens. Come in, and that looks pretty good. But now whenever I cut off here, these two circles can't be offset because at the distance we're going for, they won't touch each other. And then the shape just won't close. So we're going to go ahead and escape from the offset tool, and we're going to go back to our line tool. So offset is not the way to go. And we're going to go ahead and start with the bottom opening for the B. So I'll just draw a horizontal line. Make sure that line, you can see that it lines up with the tangent point and the center point. So click and release. And I want to pull all the way around. I really want the center of my new arc and the old arc to be the same. I can't do that in one step, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I am going to make sure that I am vertically aligned, and then I'm going to move across to the other side and vertically align the endpoint, and then close it up. Then what we'll do, we'll zoom in on that, and we'll grab that loose center point and release it whenever we see the yellow constraint. We do the same thing on the top. So again, line tool. This time I'll align it with the lower opening. As far as the length goes, it is not going to be the same. And then I'm going to switch that to my tangent arc tool. As we've already established, is not going to be aligned. Of course, look at this, that actually needs to line up. I come across and line that up. Now, this point here, I did not align the first time, so I want to make sure I get that right. And then drag the center point so they line up. So now, you look, when I move this, they all move together. The holes and the outer arches have the same center points, and the left side of the holes align with each other. Got all of the constraints applied except for the dimensions, so it's time to go ahead and apply dimension to this. There's a 12 millimeter gap between the two upper and lower holes. There's a 12 millimeter gap between the left and the back. We have a 12 millimeter gap between the bottom and the holes. And let's see what moves. So to figure out what you haven't done yet, you click on things and try to drag them around, see what moves. Right now, the only thing that's moving is this up and down, so I'm missing a constraint for the height of that component, which is right here, 12 millimeters. So, oh no, it's already there. The radius. I'm missing the radius for the circle. So that radius is 25 millimeters for the lower circle, lower arc, not circle. And the upper and lower, these lines should be equal. So have the equal constraint and make this line and the other line, its corresponding line, equal to each other. Now, at this point, everything looks pretty good. I do have one thing to point out, and that is that while the software doesn't care where you put your dimensions, your eyes do. So try to put your dimensions even in sketches. Get in the habit of putting those with the smallest dimensions on the inside and the largest dimensions on the outside. Try to make the tails and leaders not be too incredibly long so that it's close to the model and crosses the model as few times as possible. And here you have it. We are back at it again, and we created another bee. So excellent job.